Hello ladies and gentlemen, Q here, and I am here to bring you another tutorial. This time a tutorial of RPG Maker VXA. We will specifically be looking at interesting ways to change the battle system. Now what we have here is some land that I've just put up after I started out a basic project. Let's go ahead and create a new event with a battle process so that you guys can see how the battle starts out. Let's go ahead and put a graphic to let us know where the event is. Alright, so here we have a new game, we have a battle, and what you see, it's just a normal, boring heads-up display with not a lot of visual. We see the standard enemy characters. We don't see our playable characters or anything like that. And what we are going for is eventually something like this. Let's see if what we have here set up is the battle. Yes. Alright. So this is the first. The audio again. This is the first in a series of tutorials that will eventually get your game, or at least your game's battle system, looking like this. Now I should note, to get your game like this with a lot of animations and so on, it does take a lot of effort. Let's go ahead and attack. We have the extra actions. Right, we have the special skill with button inputs, and some of you might recognize some of the button prompts from Moghunter, the heads-up display, and you'll look at holders characters here on the right. Moghunter doesn't usually, well, doesn't ever, at least to my knowledge, use holders characters. So this is kind of a Franken script that I've made. In this version I can also use pets, but more on that when we get there. Right? So I'm going to take you step by step to getting your game to look sort of like this. So let's go ahead and close that, and we'll get started with the first step. Let's say that you've already created your game, you have all of your maps with your events and your story and so on, and you haven't done anything to change the battle system. You just want to work a little bit with the display to get something a little bit more active going, something that looks a little bit more appealing. So what you want to do is you want to get Galv's animated battler script, and you want to go to the Moghunter Battle HUD EX. Now we'll be linking to both of these things down below. So to download the Galv animated battlers script, you want to get the demo. You just click on it and it'll download automatically off its website. And for the Moghunter, I'm going to link you directly to this page. And you can download it off Mega or from Dropbox. Dropbox gives you the direct download without having to go through any other sort of third-party clickety stuff or whatever. So I've already downloaded them, and what you want to do first off is copy the assets. Now the Moghunter Battle HUD brings a lot of different options for the heads-up display. 18 to be exact, from the classic, gray, Silverhawk, etc. Let's just go ahead and do whatever, Black Pearl. So I'll just copy this one over to the desktop, and we will copy the graphics into the project one. This is our test game. In your case, if you've already completed making the game, or if you're starting out, that's going to be your base. Right? So you take the graphics folder and you just copy it into your game folder, and you do the same with the animated battlers. You take the graphics folder, you copy it into your project, and the next thing you want to do is you want to open the animated battlers Alright, so it'll give you a second window, and you want to open up the whatever heads-up display format you've chosen. Alright, so we chose this one, and by the way, if you want to look at what all the heads-up display formats look like, you can do that on your own time, or maybe after I'm done uploading this video, I'll just go over all of them so you can have your pick. So we have your project here. It's number 1. We have the animated battlers over here, number 2, and we have the Moghunter heads-up display over here, number 3. And what you want to do is you want to open the script editor over here towards the almost end of the buttons. You scroll all the way down and you want to copy the Battle HUD EX. Copy that. Then you go to your project and you paste on materials. That's below everything else but above the main script. Alright, let's go ahead and give that script a try, see what it looks like. Right. And if you've done everything correctly, your heads-up display will look a little bit differently. Alright, let's go ahead and add more characters to the starting party. We do that here in the database system. Alright, just to kind of show what it looks like when you have all characters in a party, you know, when you have the full party. Right, so there you have a slight graphic enhancement over the standard heads-up display. You don't have any skills yet. Right, and it looks a little bit better, but it's certainly not as impressive as maybe we would like it to be. Alright, so let's go ahead now and add the side view characters. We can close the Battle HUD. What we want to do for the characters here, you'll see 3 main scripts. You will see the Yanfly core battle engine, you will see the animated battlers, and you will see the pet script. Right now we just want to take the animated battlers, we copy the script into the project script list. You want to have this be below the heads-up display, whatever heads-up display you've chosen, right? It doesn't really matter which one. The animated battlers will go below it. Now, if you try the game like this, it will give you an error. Let me go ahead and show you. So we start the battle and it'll give you an error like that. The reason being that you haven't defined the tags. Galv's animated battlers works through character tags, and when you open the database, you go to the actor section down here in the bottom right, you'll see notes. Let's do likewise for our own project actors, and you'll see that here there are no notes. What the notes do is they tell the system, RPG Maker, where to look at, or rather what image they should look at. So we go, for example, let's see, project is here, into graphics, battlers, and we see Knight PNG. That's what the system is going to look for if we define battler Knight. Here we define Natalie with Spearwoman, so it will look for the, where's the graphics button? What's mine? Here we go. So it's going to look for the Spearwoman PNG, right? So we have Spearwoman, we have the slime, we have the pet, that one we're not using yet. We have the knight, the iBat, the archer, etc. Right? So let's go back to the script, and what you want to do is you want to copy the tags down here in the notes section, from the Galv base into your own project. Now I should note again that the Galv animated battlers are compatible with holders animated battlers, and I'll go ahead and show you holders battlers in a little bit. You can get all of them for free, but for now let's just finish copying this into our game. I think I might have missed one, right? No, I didn't. Alright, and now that we have the tags for our 4 main party characters, I go ahead and play the game. You're going to see the enemies placed in the same spot that they were previously. But this time you're going to see the player characters represented by the battlers that we have defined. So we go ahead and fight, attack, attack. We have special now. Attack, attack. Right, so you see that they move forward, backward. This one's an archer, so it shoots from afar, etc. And that's pretty cool. Now, you notice that the monsters are located in the same place that they previously were. You can fix that by just going into the database. You go to the specified troops. Right now we're fighting against slime, so you just move the slimes a little bit around the map. Let's just set them there. Go ahead and play the game. And now we're fighting against slimes that are better positioned. So we go ahead and fight. Same stuff, forward, backwards, etc. Right. Now, if we want to give the slimes some animation, we do tags just like we did for the characters. We go to the enemies tab in the database. We copy the tag, or if you have a different PNG, which, by the way, you can create your own as long as you follow the holder specifications. Right, so we go ahead and copy that, apply. What that does, what I just did, is it tells the system. Let me go ahead and battle it. Can I show you guys? Right, and there we have the basic slime. Right, so what I just did is basically tell the system, here you have an enemy, this is a graphic, but you're not going to look at this graphic, you're going to look for the battler graphic titled slime. So it's going to go into your project folder, it's going to go into the graphics, it's going to go into the battler, it's going to look for the slime, and there you have it. Alright. Now as far as the characters are concerned, I don't really care about this project. Oh, I closed my project. Let's open it up again. As far as the player characters are concerned, you'll notice that by default, new game, they are aligned kind of awkwardly, right? We have the main character way up here, like floating in the air and so on. And so maybe what you want to do is kind of move these characters a little bit down. Maybe you want to have them in an X formation, or maybe you want to have them like in a straight line, or maybe you want to have them a little bit diagonal, diagonal still, but a little bit lower and so on. And you do that in the script section. So we open up the script. We go to the animated battlers. And we scroll down a little bit to, there we go, the party member position XY. Here we have party members X and Y, party members 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm not mistaken, X is vertical, Y is horizontal, so let's just go ahead and make this number larger. Larger numbers means closer towards the bottom. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this one to maybe 6. Let's set this one to 480. Alright, so 480. We'll set this one to 500. Alright, nothing there. And so what this does is I've kind of bunched them together, or it should have bunched them together. So let's go ahead and see how that works out. Alright, so I just moved them backwards, right? And basically you just play around with the coordinates there until you get whatever configuration you want. So let's say then 460 and 440, and then maybe these numbers are the ones that I want to get closer to 60. So let's say 240, 220, and then 200. All right. This should give us a sort of diagonal formation, but a little bit closer to the ground, you know, so that we don't have the main character kind of floating up there. Right. If you want to move all the characters lower, then you just make the numbers higher, and so on and so forth, right? So it's really up to you how you want to configure them. You can put one character over here, over there, whatever. It doesn't really matter. If you want to define an enemy as one of the playable characters, then you can do that, of course, by not looking there. By looking at the database, you choose whatever graphic here, Swordsman, copy, go ahead and put it on enemies here. Instead of Slimer, we just call it Swordsman. What that's doing is telling the engine, don't look for this graphic, look for the Swordsman graphic. New game. And now we're fighting the Swordsman, right? And look at the difference so far with just a few minor edits. Functionally, it works the same, but visually, it is remarkably different from the default kind of boring setup, right? And again, you can do this with any of the Moghunter heads-up displays. I hope you have enjoyed this first video. With the next one in the series, we're going to complicate things a little bit and start adding some effects, maybe action battles. We're maybe going to be overlaying Moghunter heads-up displays over the Yanfly or vice versa, and so on. So if you already have a game and you just want to give it like that minor visual change, do this and you're good to go. If you haven't started on your game yet and you want to do a little bit more, then I'll see you on the next video.